Yes. Okay. Awesome. Thanks so much, y'all. Hopefully this won't be too long of a meeting today. We did kind of like move November and December due to the holidays. So just quick overview. We're going to be talking about Club of the Year stuff and endorsement stuff. I want to see if we have any new clubs or new club presidents. If anyone wanted to say anything, go ahead and raise your hand. Not seeing any hands. I'm going to go ahead. I don't think we have any of our regional directors or party folks on, so I'm going to skip over here. Just a reminder, this is our club development committee. So especially for those regional clubs, make sure you know who your regional representative is that you elected. And also information for our state party regional directors. Obviously, considering redistricting, I don't know right now if those regions are going to change. Probably will, but I'm sure like we'll keep you up to date as we get more information on that. And just a reminder, we are doing our January meeting, our Club of the Year vote, and I'm going to talk a little more about that. So it's January of every year. There's a nominating committee, and this is all in the party bylaws and policies. The past 5 years, winning clubs, current presidents serve on the nominating committee. Basically, anyone can sort of nominate a club, whether you're on that club or not, but the nominating committee will kind of notify clubs if you're nominated and give you an opportunity to provide additional information and that sort of thing. And you're also welcome to look up, we have a lot of the information up for some of the past clubs if you want to take a look at what they've done. Some of that is available on the Dem Club's website. So how are nominations evaluated? The assessment will address the description of the award, which is whether a club has set an example for other clubs through innovative programs, community outreach, political influence, growth, and positive impact to the community. And each club can produce sort of a year-end report that includes checklists of criteria. And some of those recommended criteria include number of meetings held, number of new members gained, number of members renewed, attendance at the meetings, diversity of the membership and leadership, number of Go Team members and participation in the Go Team, voter registration, programs at your meetings, how they are received, including, elected officials or other guest speakers. Also considering like when the club was last considered. If your club won in the last 5 years, I don't believe you're eligible yet. And also just representation of your club at this meeting, Council of Clubs, and anything that you've helped contribute. This is not an exhaustive list, it's just recommended criteria to consider. So in prior years, clubs have provided PDF applications, like I know Dems for Equality did for theirs. A lot of times they do PowerPoint presentations or Google slide presentations, which can also be presented at, it says February because we ended up doing it in February last year, but it's January this year. And multiple individuals can nominate the same club, but that doesn't really have an impact. You only need to be nominated once. And like I said, the nominating committee will reach out and provide an opportunity for clubs to submit more information because again, they might be nominated by someone that they weren't aware of. If you want to nominate multiple clubs, please fill out the form separately. The link is here. And it's on the Council of Clubs link tree, I believe, or maybe I didn't add it yet. I'll go ahead and add that. So again, you have the information here, and all you need to do is fill this out, say why you're nominating the club. It doesn't need to be an essay. You can upload info if you want to here. But again, if you nominate a club, especially if it's not your club, you can have an opportunity to submit more info later. This, oh, what is, oh, I don't know what happened here. Hold on. Skipped way ahead. Okay. What is happening? Oh, it's in the wrong place, sorry. Okay, so that's pretty much the info on the club of the year. We've had one submission so far, so it's anyone's game right now. If you haven't submitted and would like to do so, you still have plenty of time. And then I want to go into a bit of reminders, since a lot of clubs are starting to do endorsements right now. I'm not going to go super in depth because we did do an in-depth presentation about this at our last meeting, myself and our chair, party chair, Will Rodriguez Kennedy. But excuse me, but I do want to just emphasize a few things for folks as we're kind of getting into it. There is an endorsement schedule for the county party. I'm going to pull it up right now if folks want to take a look. So you can go to scdemocrats.org if my screen would unfreeze. Maybe, there we go. You go to voting, 2022 primary endorsement timeline, and you can pull that up right here, Central Committee Primary Endorsement Calendar. I think there might be a couple updates to this, at least with like the South area that I'm aware of, but in general, it should be pretty up to date if you want to try to plan ahead for when your club is going to be doing endorsements. And again, this is only for the primary. A lot of cities I know don't have primaries, so those are still going to be considered later on. And just make sure that you know, you consider that when you determine when to notice candidates, when to send out questionnaires, and also be cognizant of, you know, folks' time, because if you have a bunch of contested races during one meeting, that's going to be probably pretty difficult for all of you to stay on for that meeting. So keep that in mind when scheduling your endorsements. And again, an overview of the rules you need to follow in this order. Laws, obviously, we had a presentation in May from Ryan Hurd about campaign finance regulations and rules that clubs need to follow. So always follow those first and foremost. Secondly, the party bylaws and policies do take precedence over anything your club has decided. So you need to be aware of those. And then your club bylaws and policies, a lot of times there are things that the party doesn't necessarily determine itself, and that the rest of that is up to your club. And of course, following Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure. Again, I'm not going to go too far into depth on these, but you can check out the PowerPoint and recording from our last meeting. But just a quick overview, a few things to remember. You need to submit updates to your club officers list within 30 days if there's a change. So even if you just did chartering, there is a form to submit your here we go, 2021 through 22 club updates, officers, bylaws, and meeting details. Form here, it's not too long, but we do ask for that within 30 days of the election or appointment. You can fill out whatever is relevant at the time. Also, submit changes to your bylaws. You need to include a new copy of your bylaws in full, plus an outline of the changes within 30 days, and it is subject to review by the county party executive board. Clubs also must meet individually at least quarterly and for all endorsement votes. Joint meetings are not allowed for endorsement votes, and you do need to meet quarterly. Clubs shall only endorse Democrats. You can rate non-Democrats, but you can't endorse them. You must notice endorsement considerations to your full membership at least 14 days prior to your meeting. Otherwise, it's not going to be considered valid by the party. You also must notice Democratic candidates at least 5 business days prior. And I will just go into that a little more for the sake of relevancy right now. And also, clubs must follow your own bylaws and policies and procedures if you have them. That includes what your club has determined for quorum, your endorsement threshold, etc. Although, of course, as we noted before, party rules overrule your bylaws if they're in conflict. Please remember this as you're starting to do endorsement notices. You are required to make a reasonable attempt to notify all declared Democratic candidates within 5 business days prior to the meeting. What that means is you must at least 7 business days prior contact the county party, either contact clubs at, calendar at, whatever. Those emails both send a copy to myself and to our party staff, and the party staff will respond to you and let you know which candidates you need to reach out to and their correct contact information. Don't just rely on Googling or something else. You need to use information that the party has. And if the party has previously determined that reasonable attempts include if the candidate does not respond to your email, that you must at least call them once as well as email. But something that I do with my clubs that I find helpful is just putting at the top of your email, like something along the lines of, please respond to confirm receipt of this email, even if they're not done completing a questionnaire or anything else you require, because that way you can save yourself a little bit of effort. And then, yes, again, so you have to use info from the CDP or SDCDP, sorry. Don't use their government email addresses because there are rules about that. When you're contacting them about partisan things. And yeah, please keep a record of your attempts to contact candidates in the event that there's a challenge to the procedures. And just a reminder, even if you are doing a friendly incumbent endorsement, you still have to notice the other Democratic candidates. You don't need to be on your ballot. You don't need to consider them, but you do need to at least notice them of the meeting. And that is a party rule. And you must fill out the club endorsement report form if you want to have a vote at your applicable area meeting. It has to be done 48 hours prior. That includes providing a copy of your minutes. And I've linked it here, but again, this is available on the Council of Clubs link tree. If you go down to endorsements, we have the endorsement report form. So you would fill this out. It has been shortened, so hopefully that makes things a little easier for folks. What's your position? Who do you endorse? Who do you rate? And attach a copy of your minutes. And again, that must be done. Thank you so much for that, Joe. Okay, so yeah, I think I pretty much finished this. Just a reminder about filling that out 40 hours before your applicable area meeting. Obviously, if you're like a countywide club and you don't have a vote at that particular area, but you endorse anyway, I mean, you don't really have to worry about it, but that's how you ensure that your associate has a vote. Best practices on club candidate surveys and questionnaires. I just want to add, I've received a lot of feedback from campaigns about club questionnaires, and I just want to clarify, because this question has come up. Clubs, yes, can do their own questionnaires. They don't need to rely on the party's questionnaire. However, I think it's something to consider about the length of your questionnaires, because a lot of times, especially for grassroots candidates who don't have staff, it is difficult to do a lot of these questionnaires, especially everyone usually tries to endorse in the same races around the same time, based on when the party is doing theirs. So keep in mind that that is, you know, oftentimes like a big hurdle for campaigns. And like I said, especially grassroots campaigns. So consider that maybe, you know, if some of the info that you generally ask on questionnaires is, you know, easily just, you know, searchable, and you can kind of like pull that down a bit, that might be beneficial. But again, clubs are open to having their own questionnaires. And so things that you'll want to consider, whether you're going to be dispersing them or not. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, I don't even know what I did here. No, okay, whatever, I'll fix that later. But also considering the candidates' background, stances on issues, and their general electability. You may want to have a committee of your club to review questionnaire responses. Like I said, a lot of those are really long, and they take a lot of time if you generally have one person review them. And often a perk of friendly incumbent endorsements is that they don't need to submit a questionnaire, because usually it's basically the same thing that they submitted to you last time. But again, that's something that you as a club get to decide. And again, just making sure you provide ample time for candidates and campaigns to complete it. While you only are required to notice a candidate per the party bylaws 5 business days ahead, that's not really much time to complete an extensive questionnaire. So keep that in mind and try to give campaigns as much time as possible to complete those if you can. I'm going to go on to the CDP pre-endorsement information. Let me go back into the slideshow mode here. I want to preface this that I am not our regional director. I don't think either of them are on right now, but I mentioned we have a few that cover San Diego County. Again, the districts might change with redistricting, but for now, generally, you know, like North County is Deborah Cunningham Skurnick, and more central and south San Diego County is Michelle Krug, and Assembly District 71 is Ellen. So you should receive information from them about this, but I'm just going to give kind of an overview as it pertains to clubs. So for those who aren't familiar, every 2 years, the CDP hosts, well, it does endorsements and hosts regional pre-endorsement conferences. And at those conferences, delegates, including those assigned to clubs, have a say in who the party endorses for Congress, state Senate, and state assembly. And those all kind of happen every 2 years. State Senate, you know, rotates every 4 years. So right now, State Senate District 40 is up, whereas 2 years ago was State Senate District 39. Clubs who submit their rosters to the CDP can earn 1 or more votes based on the number of unique members per assembly district that they have. That's 1 delegate per 20 members. Those were due, like we've discussed before, back in August. So due to the sort of redistricting schedule, it's been kind of delayed on getting this to the clubs, because again, we're not really sure like which districts are which, although I think we're getting there. But So the next steps are determining the number of representatives per club, again, based on the assembly districts, selection of the representatives, and the pre-endorsement conferences themselves. So how it works is that if there's a pre-endorsement vote of 70% or more, it goes directly to the consent calendar at the CDP convention, which is scheduled to be in March. And the convention itself doesn't have club reps, those are just the CDP delegates. If it's between 50 to 70% at the pre-endorsement conference, then it will go to an endorsing caucus at the CDP convention. Again, this will not include club reps. If it's below 50% at the pre-endorsement conference, then it's no recommendation. Incumbents move to the consent calendar unless 20% of the voting participants object. And you can receive more information about this at cadem.org/endorsements. And this is the sort of timeline that I've received. Basically, December 18th is the deadline for representatives to be submitted to the county party and regional director. I haven't seen anything if that's changed, but anticipate more info from our regional directors. December 27th, I believe, is still the date that the California Citizens Redistricting Commission will submit their final districts. Early January, PDI, which is what the party uses for determining who's in what districts, will be placing new districts to the rosters. Obviously, that is still going to happen after you're supposed to select representatives from your club, but you're allowed to submit backups. So I encourage you to take a look at what it seems like the districts are going to be, and also select backup representatives just to make sure. And then February 12th through 13th will be the regional pre-endorsement conferences. I don't know off the top of my head which one will be for each region, but I'll let you know when I do have that information. And then again in March, we'll have the CDP endorsement convention. It's currently scheduled to be in person in LA. I haven't heard of that. As far as I know, that's still the case. Let's see. Some other reminders. Again, this linktr.ee/STEM-clubs has a bunch of important links and resources. If you go here, some basic info, subscribing to our newsletter if you don't get it. I mean, if you're here, you probably get it, but the registration link for all of our meetings, recordings of past meetings, at least since I've been here in January, meeting slides, this sort of listing of DEM clubs, the link to submit updates to your officers, bylaws, and meeting details, and the clubs page for the county party. That also has more information. And then also chartering is basically done now, but those links are here if there are any new clubs that need a charter mid-year. And also the link to submit your member form for appointing associates if you need to, as well as the endorsement information. We have our 2022 candidates for the county party. Oh, well, I guess that didn't work. Hold on. Maybe I need to fix that link. I know that's at least on the county party website. So, okay, we'll update that link here. As well as the endorsement timeline and the endorsement report form, and then some other resources with the party bylaws, policies, club manual, Council of Clubs website, which has a lot of resources here on a lot of topics. Oops, here we go. If I can get it to work. Maybe not. There we go. So if you want information about establishing a club, finances, endorsements, video conferencing tools, club of the year. That information is also up here. Yeah, so keep that in mind. And then also we are still having folks asking about this. So the county party uses Vote Builder, also called VAN, Voter Action Network. And you can use this to look up your membership if you need to confirm their registration, etc. And if you don't have access to this yet, you can email clubs@sddemocrats.org, and a party staff member, not me, will get back to you. I will just get a copy of this email, but I don't have that authorization. And again, you need to provide the location or link for your club meetings 14 days in advance for the county party to put on their website. This is also very helpful to candidates who often tell me that they cannot find this information. So please make sure you're doing that. If it changes every month, you'll need to send it to the party every month. I highly recommend doing a recurring Zoom link to avoid that issue. And I did do a presentation about this earlier this year, which you can find on our website. And that is all I have for today. And I'm going to see if we have any other, I don't know if we have any questions, and if not, we'll go into our, regular public announcements. Please raise your hand, and sorry, I'm doing questions first. So if this is an announcement, we'll give that a sec. So Hugh, do you have a question, or is this for an announcement?
Oh, it's not an announcement.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
I don't know. I wouldn't call it a question. Kind of a.
Okay.
It'll be short. It'll be a short whine. I suppose.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I wanted to talk about the endorsements. So I'm in Rancho Bernardo. There is a contested race, not in our area. Well, it is in the north area, inland or coastal. It's going to be contested, but we can't vote in it because we would have to endorse. Our club members can't vote in this race at all, so they are not willing to do an endorsement. I mean, endorsements are time consuming, and they would rather do endorsements for races that they can vote in, like, for example, county-wide races. Also, this race happens to be strategically critical, and so the endorsement at the Central Committee meeting is happening in mid-January, but we don't meet in December as custom over the holidays. And so by the time we meet in January, it's too late to endorse, even if we wanted to. And then again, I would just question why we have to even do this, in that the candidates, like the candidate would have to come to our club, curry favor with all of our members, and hope to get our endorsement just for one vote. Our club, by the way, is not in their district at all. So they're essentially wasting time talking to us, essentially talking to all the members. In some ways, I like the old way that we were doing things better. The club representative would just get a vote. Now I understand why that was changed, but I think this is causing more problems than were intended, and it is causing candidates to frankly stress out about things that they shouldn't have to stress out about. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I'm hoping maybe this can be changed. All right, that's it for my whine. Thank you.
Thanks for that feedback, Hugh. Greg, did you have a question or comment, or is this for an announcement?
It actually is a question.
Okay, what's up? Go ahead.
Doing due diligence, I've gone to the link the party provides for the contact information for candidates. And what we're doing is we're going to do a round, particularly of the down ballot stuff connected to school boards. But there's no information about any of the school board races. I've been able to track down stuff on my own, except for one candidate with a very common name in a fairly big district. And there's like 7 or 8 of the people with that name. I went to PDI, looked for there.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
kind of at a
let-
loss to what I should be doing in terms
Yeah.
of due diligence.
So let me just jump in real quick. So I know like the party has talked about putting a link with candidate info on it. That's sort of still in the works. It's not really like done. What you need to do is you just need to email the party. So email clubs@sddemocrats.org. And like I said, that will send a copy of the email to myself and the party staff, and then they will respond with the correct contact information. And again, you need to do that at least 7 business days prior to your meeting.
Yeah, I did. I started that last week. I called, I had a telephone call back. They left the word, go to the link. I went to the link. The information wasn't there. I responded to the telephone call, never heard back again.
Okay.
Okay, so
Well,
I just want to make sure I'm doing due diligence.
okay. I don't think I saw your email, so maybe it didn't go.
No, I called the
Okay.
office.
Okay, yeah, that's good, but I would also send an email and I can also check in with them to make sure we get that information. But I would definitely
Okay.
recommend sending emails.
Yeah, you're doing a good, I mean, this is a great presentation, Cody. It's not your fault at all, this other stuff. It's just, I can get it down ballot races, a lot more people's obscure, and you've got all this stuff for the major races. It's just the down ballot stuff that's just not there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. And then Lee.
Hi, Cody. I would just like to second what Hugh had to say. I think mid-January is way too early for us to be doing endorsements. Our club won't even do them until February. So it seems like March would be the much better time frame for the endorsements to be made. And that's all I had to say.
Yeah, you know that those dates are set by the vice chairs for the area. So I would give that feedback to your vice chair. They can still change them. I know with the South area, Sarah Kent just decided to postpone one of them. So I would definitely let them know. All right. Any other questions or comments? If not, then we can go ahead.
I see Kenneth has his hand up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not seeing pictures as well. Kenneth, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Because of the lack of certainty on the division district boundaries for supervisors, I was wondering if we're going to be able to go ahead on December 18th and do endorsements for District 5.
You mean like your club?
No, either at the Central Committee or the caucus.
Okay, let me double check what the calendar says. So I don't see anything on the 18th on the primary calendar. Let me here, let me share my screen. I know that there have been some changes to this. So I'm looking December 18th. I don't see. So which district was it? So okay, so I see January 15th. For, it says North Coastal or North Inland. I'm not sure what the status is on where that's being done, but that's what I see for the area for the Board of Supervisors, District 5.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anyone else? I'll try looking for hands in the videos. Okay, I don't think I see anything else. So we'll go ahead and do other announcements. I'll do 1 minute on the timer each. So let me just get that set up. And I'll share my screen so you can see. Okay, do 1 minute on the clock. Okay, 1 moment, please. Okay, I see Ruby. Ruby, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully you can see me, but I'm here. Kate Bishop from our Ed Club, our Affinity Club, couldn't make it, so I'm here to represent right now. Our purpose of our club is really to support our ed dems. And right now there's a lot, as many of you know, there's a lot of horrible things happening from the right-wing groups, attacking school boards and whatnot. So we're trying to organize to kind of stop that and help mitigate that. So what we are doing right now is we're organizing. So I have a link with your permission, if I could put a Google Doc link in there, and we're asking for volunteers to help with not just, one particular school board, but many, and it will be just like different actions, like emailing school board members of support to higher level, meaning like going to a school board meeting, and not any one particular one. So right now we're just in the organizing stages, because if you've seen them, they're pretty, there are some that are very contentious, and we need some support in that. So we're working on trying to organize around that. So I'm just here to share, and if I could share a link, and if anyone would like
Yeah.
to sign up,
Thank-
and we'd love your help.
Thanks, Ruby. Yeah, you can send that. You should just be able to put that in the chat. And do we have anyone else?
You taking announcements?
Yes.
I'm sorry, because I was getting confused. Two things. One, Demco.
Rob. Okay, yeah. Here, let
Yeah,
me
that-
reset this. Go
I'm so
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, Demco has a fundraiser actually today. If you're interested, Congressman Levin will be there. Assemblymember Horvath will be there. It's actually just, it's at the garden of Janet and Stephen Lacey. Those who live in North County and Oceanside know she does a huge scholarship fundraiser at her home. That's the first thing. I'm looking for the link and I'll put it in the chat. The other one is we have another fundraiser with our Oceanside, our firefighter charity fund, and the North County NAACP Youth Council. We've been getting groups to partner together that wouldn't normally partner together. Well, there's several reasons. Firefighting is a great career opportunity for those young people. But that charity event is on the 17th. They're doing what they call Jazz and Jokes, where we have a music, comedy, and a lot of fun. So I'll put that in the chat as well.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I see Dr. Indro's hand.
Oh, I think Richard was first. He can go first.
Okay, sorry. It's hard for me to see physical hand raise. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Let me see. I see Richard and then Indro. Am I missing somebody? Okay. Richard, whenever you're ready.
Okay, hi everybody. Richard Rahm with San Diego County Democrats for Environmental Action. Just want to put it out there, we will not be having a general meeting during the month of December. A lot of years we take the month of December off, so we're doing that. Our meeting would have normally been on the 15th. So we'll be back on the third Wednesday of January, hopefully, fingers crossed. We are keeping an eye on the situation on the ground with the Omicron variant, but we are also looking at possibly getting back together with in-person meetings, a hybrid model with Zoom. That's what our members have discussed wanting. So we'll put news out about that. If you want to follow our club, it's on Facebook at Facebook/SD EnviroDems, and that's it.
All right, thank you. Okay. Indro, whenever you're ready.
Awesome. So, hey everyone. So yeah, Dr. Indra Banerjee, API Democratic Club of San Diego here. I got a fun one for everyone. The Stop API Hate Group has just released its latest national report, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it. But just real quick, I'm going to send everyone the link to the high-level executive summary. Again, as you all know, this is logging hate incidents levied at Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders over the past year. Since the start of the pandemic, there's been a total of 10,370 hate incidents logged there. So I'm just going to send this to everyone. Please share this with your club. It's a good discussion point around the holidays, something to talk about. Again, it's something that our club's mission statement is to share this information and promote the idea of stopping API hate in the community. And these data are important. So I'll put that in the link in the chat. But again, thanks for the minute.
Thank you. Okay. I see Dr. Luana Richmond. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that Democratic Women's Club does not have a general body meeting in December either. I think that we need to update that on the party calendar, but just wanted to make sure people knew that we don't have a December meeting. We'll be resuming in January. Like many clubs, we are taking December off.
Thank you. Can you, if you haven't already, can you send an email about that to calendar@sddemocrats.org?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay. I see Sherry, whenever you're ready.
Hi, everybody. Two things. First, one, we are having a comedy night on a lighter note on via Zoom for Democrats for Peace in the Middle East. This is our third year. It's super great fun. We just ask everyone to come and share a joke. It will be on December 20th and on Zoom at 7 o'clock. I'll share the link with everybody. Just come and share a joke with us. We all need to laugh this time of year. Something not so funny that I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware about is anti-Semitic hate crime that took place at Torrey Pines High School this week. If you haven't heard about it on the news, they had found some swastikas painted in the boys' bathroom, and it's currently under investigation. So I hope you realize how important it is to our club to make sure the county party is aware of the increased anti-Semitic incidents and topics of conversation here in San Diego. And I thank you all for listening to us and allowing us to educate the party on this really important topic. Have a wonderful holiday. Wishing you all well.
Thank you. I see Georgine, whenever you're ready.
Just a quick announcement, Cody, just that the Escondido Democratic Club will not be meeting at their usual second Saturday of the month. And we take off for the month of December. And I'll check on on our calendar to see if that's notated there. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Well, with that being said, that concludes our Council of Clubs meeting for today. Quick one. Thanks, everyone. Reminders to submit your nominations for Club of the Year. I'll send out a reminder with that information as well. And thanks so much. Have a great Saturday.